Welcome to our Haltech Elite Live Training Part 6 with our K24 swapped Honda Civic. In our last video, we introduced our variable cam controls. So we got everything dialed in on our low cam of operation without VTEC working. This video, we're going to start to implement our VTEC operation. We're going to learn how to tune on our high cam, learn how to implement a secondary variable cam target table for our high cam operation, and then just go through the general tuning procedure for mapping out our high cam, fuel, and spark timing, and then figuring out how to set our VTEC engagement point without a chassis dyno. I'm going to share a whole bunch of tips and tricks in this video. So without further wait, let's jump in to check everything out. Welcome back to our live training session here with our K24 swapped Civic running on an Elite 2500. Now in the last video, we learned how to work with our variable cam. We went through a pretty long process to get it dialed in. We learned how to do the variable cam mapping here. If we jump into our VCT tables, we dialed in our VCT table. We made sure that we were tracking to our target, so the actual and the target were pretty much in line with each other. We had to tweak some of our base settings. We had to tweak some of the PID settings. We imported some of the PID settings and base settings from the plug-and-play application file from Haltech, and then we were able to kind of get things going and get it sorted out, make some tweaks and adjustments. If we jump in actually to our long-term, we did enable that in the last video. If we jump into the table here, we see it really made no difference or no adjustments in the long-term. So it has to run a bit longer than a few pulls. That's where it starts to learn the difference between the base value and the actual adjustments it's making, looking at the actual output, but it's actually sent to the cam solenoid to control the oil flow to the variable cam gear, so it moves and rotates to where we're asking it to in our advanced table here. So this table takes a bit of time to populate. If you're running it for a few minutes, it may not do anything, especially if your base values are pretty close already. It may not have to adjust anything, but we've set this up. We did capture at the end of the last video. We went into the Mega Log Viewer, reviewed the data. We captured a part throttle driving log here. We can see that right here. It was lean. So after we've updated our variable cam mapping, it leaned out my part throttle. So we had to go update that, which I'd done off camera. I went in and updated all the table here. So we have higher values in the table, and it's more accurately representing the cylinder filling and the airflow, air mass coming into the engine. So the fuel delivery will be back in line, and that process probably has to be revised maybe one or two more times, but it's very close right now. It's much better than what it was. So in this video, we're now going to be taking a look at doing our high cam tuning, or VTEC tuning. So we had VTEC off in the previous pools, and now we're turning VTEC on. We can take a look here at the graph just to kind of reference what kind of power we're making. If we jump in here, we move into the dyno screen here, we can see we're making here about 235 horsepower, 190 torque with VTEC off. So we should definitely make a lot more power when we turn VTEC on, and that's what we're going to be doing in this video. So we're going to be learning how to work with the VTEC function and being able to do our pulls. Now, one thing I want to do before we jump in and start to make adjustments in the tables and start to do that, let's change some things up on the dyno. We were doing our pulls between 2,000 and 7,000. What I'm going to do is jump in here and go into the dyno, and I'm going to set it here from a start RPM at 3,000 and my stop at 8,900. I'm going to rev it pretty high here. This engine should be able to make pretty good power. I've tuned this engine and other engine management systems already, the setup on other engine management systems, and it's making power to about almost 9,000, so we'll take it up to 89 and we'll be conservative. We won't go higher than that to stress the engine out, but it will definitely make power up there, so we're going to be making sure we map it out. Now, a couple things I want to point out. I do have my breakpoint set to 9,500, so if I want to go higher, I'm able to do that, and I'm not going to be eclipsing the breakpoints, the RPM breakpoints on my fuel and spark timing tables. So that's going to be something we want to definitely factor in when you're building your tables out. Now, we have our table 1 here, or the main VE table. This is our low cam operation. We can see it 0 designates low cam. The 1 here designates high cam, or VTEC operation. We have 2 different fuel tables to characterize the fuel delivery for low and high cam, which is the way Honda does it in the factory ECU. What we're going to do here is take the table 1 here, and we're going to copy it all into table 2, or the high cam table, to give us a good starting point. Let's cancel that and paste. And that's going to allow us to not have to worry about having any kind of major discrepancies between low and high cam. When we get into high cam, we're going to find that we probably need at least 10 to 20% more fuel on the high cam compared to low cam. Now, I don't know exactly what that's going to be at, but if we start off with our low cam table, paste it into our high cam table, that'll give us a reasonable starting point. We're going to do the same thing with our spark timing. We actually jump in here. We have 2 different spark timing tables. We have a table 1, table 2. Table 1, low cam, table 2, high cam. So this is what we ended up for spark timing on our low cam mapping. And I'm going to just grab this here and copy it. Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.